bushes shaped like her father's beloved yacht. "John! John!" she weakly called into the night. All of her senses were both heightened and dulled at the same time. She could hear nothing in her ears but the rush of her own blood, but she knew if she so much as heard a whimper from him a mile away, she would detect it. Her vision became a blurred sense of fairy lights peppered by the flashes of lightning, and she could smell the steam from the yacht nearby. It grew farther and farther away from where she thrashed on the surface as the captain unsuccessfully tried to turn such a large boat around in such a short time. She watched Monarch Manor and the yacht grow farther away as the waves pushed her toward the center of the lake, where the deepest water lay, the Narrows. Her arms burned from the effort of keeping herself above the water. The beading and crystals on the dress, hand-sewn in by her mother's seamstress in Chicago, were like tiny anchors, pulling her down toward the bottom of the black water. She called out John's name one more time as the clouds opened up and rain fell in dark sheets, obscuring the view of her childhood home. Chapter 2. Erin. Present Day. I never really thought about the things that people leave behind when they die. And by things, I don't mean people or treasured family heirlooms, but the small pieces that inhabit junk drawers, like souvenir coins and old refrigerator magnets. We know those things are worthless, yet we can't seem to throw them away, so they get stashed away in a domestic purgatory, stuck somewhere in between trash and treasure. There they stay, until it becomes someone else's duty to decide what we should let go. I was never more keenly aware of this small piece of human nature than on the warm October morning when I slid a silver key into the door of my grandmother's house in Powers Lake, Wisconsin, and surveyed the enormous amount of stuff inside. Even from the front porch, I could see that she hadn't thrown away anything in the years before she died. I took a small step inside, narrowly avoiding a 6-foot-tall metal knight standing at attention in the foyer. I remember once when I visited her as a child, I had asked her where she had gotten it, as I didn't imagine they were for sale at the nearby Tobin Drugs. She had smiled and whispered, "Garage sale." Of course, at 8 years old, I hadn't thought to ask why. "Why, oh, why?" I muttered under my breath as I slowly turned around, my eyes widening at the 3 china cabinets filled with porcelain figurines in the living room and the jungle of dusty plastic plants decorating every corner of the dining room. In the coat closet, I found boxes stacked end to end. I gingerly peeled back the flaps of the closest cardboard box, and the top nearly crumbled in my hands. Inside was a pile of wire hangers, haphazardly stacked on top of one another, knotting into a small metal sculpture that would certainly never be dismantled. "Well, looks like I have my work cut out for me," I muttered as I fanned my face with my hand, to no avail. Even though it was autumn and the Midwest weather had already begun to listen to the whispers of winter in the early morning hour, the warm air in the house hung motionless and stale. I was about to pick up the box of Joan Crawford's favorite things and begin a pile for trash when I heard my mother's voice boom across the front yard. "Erin, my love, where the hell are you?" My mom, Mary Ellen, trudged into the house, her black boots marching across the linoleum floor with a satisfying click-clack with every footstep. She wore ripped blue jeans, a black t-shirt, and a black leather jacket. Under her arm she carried her motorcycle helmet. She turned to close the front door and jumped when she saw the knight. Every time, she said with a sigh. She looked up at the ceiling. "Mom, I know you're laughing right now." She rolled her eyes before she walked over and gave me a tight hug. I closed my eyes and inhaled the familiar scent of her earthy leather jacket, mixed with the sweetness of her Marilyn Miglin perfume, a combination that could not have been more quintessentially my mother. I had seen her at my grandmother's funeral 2 weeks prior, although it felt like longer.